Coach, thanks so much for
Hello.
joining us. We just went through your intro here, Coach. If you could just give us your thoughts on how your open week went as you prepare to get back in action against UCF on Thursday, please.
Yeah, I had a good week. Had some developmental practices, and obviously when you're putting in such a great team as UCF, trying to get a head start, obviously, helps trying to get the preparation begun a little earlier. Did a little recruiting, try to get some guys back healthy. But we understand what a great matchup we have coming up on Thursday night, and so excited about the opportunity to play such a great team.
Go to questions for Coach Collins, please. Star 1 on your telephone keypad to join the queue, and the operator will introduce you.
We will now take our next question from Chris Vanini from The Athletic. Please go ahead. Your line is open.
Thank you.
Hey,
Geoff, how's it going?
Good.
Hey, what do you see UCF doing differently this year with the new coaches compared to what they've done before?
Yeah, I mean, it's a similar scheme. Both, Coach Frost and Coach Heupel run high-powered tempo attacks. They spread the field, horizontally, try to take as much space for you to have to defend as much grass as possible. Very sound run game with some exciting athletes. And then they stretch the field vertically, and, the quarterback makes a lot of plays with his feet and obviously with his arm. And but a lot of similarities with tremendous athletes all over the field and a very experienced offensive line that gets great movement up front, in the run game, and then does a really nice job in protecting to get the routes to open up. But they're a very good football team.
And do you go into this week assuming Mackenzie Milton will play?
Absolutely, gotta prepare. I mean, he's put together a lot of great plays over his career. You can tell that he's a tough guy. You can tell that he's a competitor. Obviously we've gotten ready. We got to see the other young man play against ECU, and he's played at other times during other games. So obviously, studied him as well. But got to be prepared, for both avenues with the direction of how the offense goes. But they've got skill guys all over the place, running back, receiver, the tight end is dynamic, does a lot of different things for them, and, a big experienced offensive line that plays really, really well.
Thanks, Geoff.
We will now take our next question from Trace Trico, the Nightline Sports Network. Please go ahead. Your line is open.
Hey, Trace.
Yeah, Coach, with the uncertainty at quarterback for UCF, what did you see on film, and how are they different, Milton and Mack?
A little bit more quarterback run game that's designed. McKenzie, he does a good job of creating plays with his feet and, has a great improv factor. I mean, he's as dynamic of a player as there is in college football. But then Matt comes in and they did, some more designed quarterback runs with him. Another personnel package that they used where they had two true running backs in the backfield along with him to do some triple options, some power read type stuff that are designed quarterback runs. But both big-time players, with a complimentary cast surrounding them, that's as good as anybody in the country.
One more. Last time out against ECU, UCF's defense gave up a lot of yards but picked up 5 turnovers. How do you see your offense matching up against the Knights' defensive?
Yeah, I mean, they're really good. We've got a lot of respect for them. Randy Shannon, their defense coordinator, and I worked together for the last 2 years. I was at the University of Florida, so I have a tremendous respect for him. What he's done over his career as a coordinator, what he's done over his career as a head coach. So I've got the utmost respect for him and the job that he does with that defense. And, they've got players all over the field. They can create takeaways, create tackles for loss, negative plays. They play very sound fundamentally. And, Coach Shannon does a really good job mixing up coverages, mixing up pressures. So we've got, a true healthy respect for not only their players that they have, but the personal knowledge I have of how well they coach on defense, adds to that respect level.
Thank you, Coach.
We will now take our next question from Donald Hunt of the Philadelphia Tribune. Please go ahead. Your line is open.
Hey, Donald.
Yes, hey, Coach, how you doing? Listen, can you talk
bud.
about how well Raquel has done? I mean, because the running game probably figures into the matchup with UCF on Thursday.
Absolutely, yeah. We're excited about Rockwell. It's still probably going to be a game time decision for him, but he's really worked hard in the last couple of weeks since the ECU game to get back to 100%. But I think, he'd be the first one to tell you that the offensive line for us has done a really nice job, even with Rock's absence, of creating lanes in the running game, and then also keeping our quarterback protected and against such a dynamic front that UCF has. That our front five have to do a really nice job in the run game and protecting the quarterback as well. But hopefully, we'll get some snaps out of Rockwell. I mean, he's competing, fighting to get back to healthy because he just wants to be out there playing with his teammates.
Yeah, and how about your defense in terms of keeping that UCF offense in front of you? I mean, but what's the challenge there for you?
Sure. They're dynamic. They spread you all across the field horizontally and vertically. They're high tempo. It's one of the fastest offenses in college football. And, we've defended a lot of snaps this year and still have been able to play at a high level defensively. So that'll be tested Thursday night against a really good, complete offensive package at UCF.
Okay, thanks a lot, Coach.
Thanks.
We will now take our next question from Dan Tortora from wakeupcalldt.com. Please go ahead. Your line is open.
Hey, Dan.
Hey, how you doing, Coach?
Good.
To look at the way the season's gone, a couple early losses to Nova and Buffalo, and then winning 5 of the last 6. Just what you can say about the team's response to those first couple games, and within season, within the scheme of everything, being able to bounce back and do what they've done up to this point. Just what's impressed you about your team's resiliency and winning 5 of the last 6?
Sure, I just think that the hashtag Temple Tough that we put on everything is real. We talk about being tough, being physical, being able to respond to adversity in everything that you do in every phase of your life. And those aren't just hashtags. Those aren't just words. That is real and is actual who these young men are in this program and in this organization. And the culture around here is very, very strong. And, the guys just go out and try to go 1-0 every single week. Regardless of the adversity, regardless of the situation. The last 2 weeks, we've been down and had to fight, to come back and win the last 2 games. One of them taking a top 20 team into overtime and getting the win. And I just think it screams to the character that exists in this culture and the young men that I'm blessed to coach on a daily basis that embody everything that Temple University, everything that North Philadelphia is all about, and it's something to be proud of and it's something to be valued. And, I'm just lucky that I get to coach these guys.
And one of those guys, quarterback Anthony Russo, just what you can say about his level of play, what you've taken away from him up to this point, what you like about how he's leading the offense.
Yeah, I just like the way he's matured over the 2 years that we've been here as a coaching staff, how he's developed into an elite player. And, he's another one that, has had some really good games, but has also had to bounce back in certain games from adversity. And nothing was more so than the fourth quarter against Cincinnati. Have two interceptions. The defense comes out and gets 2 sudden changes that were huge for us, 2 sudden change stops. And then the last 4 plays of the game against Cincinnati, he throws 2 touchdown passes. And, so I just think that speaks to the resiliency of Anthony and the mindset of this team.
Thank you, Coach, and good luck moving forward.
We will now take our next question from Sean Pastor of Owls Daily. Please go ahead. Your line is open.
Hey, Sean.
Hi, Jeff. Hey, Jeff. Was wondering, in addition to Rock, whether you know yet whether Freddie Lloyd, his status might be on Thursday night.
Yeah, I think it's getting closer. He practiced today on a limited basis, so it'll be probably a game time decision too. How much and what role he'll be able to play for us. But it's getting better every single day.
Okay, and in looking at, last year in that game against UCF, you guys threw 4 interceptions. That was Frank, and they're running probably a different defense. But is there anything when you looked at that, what they did to force 5 turnovers and get you guys into all sorts of trouble last year that as you approach this game, you can see
Sure.
if we just fix this, this should put us in a better place.
Sure, and the big thing, and it goes through every level of college football, and definitely in this organization, it's all about the ball for us. We want to protect the ball in every single thing that we do, whether we're throwing the ball, whether we're running the ball, whether we're having a zone read concept where there's going to be a mesh. We want to protect the ball in every single thing that we do, and conversely on defense, we want to take the ball away. We want to create turnovers. The games that we win the turnover margin, we have a larger chance to win the game. The games that we lose the turnover margin, it's much, much more difficult. So the big emphasis every single week, but especially when you're playing in games like these against such a quality opponent, protecting the football and creating takeaways is as key of a stat as there is in these type of games.
And how you feel like Anthony, this is going to be, he's been in a road environment, he's got experience, but this is, clearly going to be probably the most frenetic place that he's going to have played so far. How you feel about him going in that regard?
Yeah, I'm excited. I think Anthony's a competitor, just like the rest of our guys. I think they embrace the environment that they're in. They embrace the, backs against the wall and going on the road and, limited travel party. So it's just going to be us. But I've been in that environment before. It's electric. It's as good of a stadium, as good of an atmosphere as there is in college football. And, those are the kind of games that you choose to play at this level to be in. And so we've just got to, embrace the opportunity against a great team in front of a great crowd and, go out there and play a little football.
Thanks.
Time for one more for Coach Collins, please.
We will now take our next question from David Malandra from Philadelphia Sports Nation.
Hey, Coach, question for you is do you think you guys lost all the momentum going into your bye week after taking down Cincinnati, especially coming in on a short week?
We just worry about going 1-0 every single week. Our preparation is dictated by the schedule, and every single day around here is important to us. We work based on the schedule that we have. So I'm not one that believes in momentum or luck or anything like that. The only thing I believe in is preparation. Here's what we do on a Monday practice. Here's what we do on a Tuesday practice. Here's how we approach our business here, how we do film study. We have a process that we go through on a weekly basis for us to be able to play well and for our guys to be able to individually and collectively put on a good performance. We apply that process this week with a little adjustments based on the bye week having a couple of extra days. But the process that we apply, stays consistent for our guys to be able to go through each week trying to perfect their process, perfect their craft, and being able to play at a high level against a really good opponent. And that's the complete mindset in this organization. And, that's what we're working to do to prepare to play at a high level on Thursday nights against a really, really good football team.
So I'm guessing going forward it's going to be Anthony Russo's job, or is it still going to be an open competition to keep Frank Newtown involved?
What's that? But I broke up a little bit.
So going forward, it's going to be Anthony Russo's job, or is it going to be still an open competition with Frank Newtown?
Well, the nice thing we do is we have a really good quarterback room, and see Toddy Centeo, number 16, plays a good role for us. He's got a specialized package that changes and adjusts each week. Anthony's playing at a really, really high level, and Frankie Newtown, I can't say enough about that young man. What he's contributed to this team this season, being there for Anthony throughout the season, providing feedback, providing leadership, helping him through the ups and downs of a college football season, and being the ultimate teammate throughout the year. Frankie is a big-time player for us as well, but Anthony will get to start Thursday night, and we'll play. He's planning to play really good football, and but our quarterback room, I'm really excited about how they work together, and all three of those guys, as players in this organization.
What is it about Central Florida that'll present the biggest challenge to you guys?
David, I'm sorry, we do have to end it there. We've gone over a little bit with our time, so I appreciate the question. And Coach, appreciate
Sorry about
your
that.
time as
Thank
well.
you.
Yep, no problem.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much for joining us. Look forward to talking to you once again next Monday.